It's statin time. This time we got electric. Shocking. So here we go, 50 useless electric type stats. Only regular and regional forms will be counted for the stats, not alternative and megas, unless stated otherwise. Let's just start. Regieleki is the fastest Pokemon, with a speed stat of 200, and is the only electric type to allocate at least 1/3 or more of all its base stat into speed. The electric type that has the highest HP allocation is Lantern, with 27.2%. There are 31 electric types that allocate 15% or more of all their stats towards HP. None came from the Hoenn region. There are 8 electric types that have been able to achieve triple-digit HP value. 5 of them came from the Paldea region. 48 electric types has an attack value of 60 or higher. None came from the Kalos region. Kalos introduced the least amount of electric types with only 3, while Hoenn has the lowest concentration of newly released electric types with only 4 out of 135 of the Pokemon released being electric types. Only Kalos failed to release a monotype electric Pokemon. Only Hoenn failed to release a dual type electric Pokemon. There are 3 electric types that allocate 25% or more of all their stat into defense. All 3 came from the same evolution line. The top 2 electric types with the highest special attack both came from the same region. Miraidon is the only electric type with over 100 special defense. Galar released both the fastest and slowest electric types. There are 3 electric types who have a gap of 50 or more between their defensive stats. All 3 are from the same evolution line. The most commonly used electric dual type is electric and flying, with 5. There is yet to be an electric fire type without requiring an alternative form. Regieleki, Zeraora, and Thundurus are the only electric types to have triple-digit value in all offensive categories. Miraidon and Zekrom are the only electric types to have triple-digit value in all bulk categories. When adding the sum of a Pokemon's best 3 stat, Iron Hands has the largest value at 402. When adding the sum of a Pokemon's best 3 stat, Toxel has the lowest value at 134. Jolteon and Charjabug are the only Pokemon to gain the electric type through evolution. Toxel is the only electric type whose base stat increased by double or higher upon evolution. The bulkiest electric type in terms of totality is Iron Hands with 330. Stunfisk is the only electric type to allocate 60% or more of all its stat into bulk categories. The electric type that has most and least offensive stats in terms of totality both came from the same region. Those 2 Pokemon are Yamper and Regieleki. The electric type with the highest special defense allocation is Pachirisu with 22.2%. Halfway done, just letting y'all know my favorite electric type is Zekrom, cause he... There are 24 electric types with a base stat total of 400 or lower. None came from the Alola region. There are 3 electric types whose defense is at least 2 times greater than special defense. All came from the same evolution line. Pikachu is the only electric type to have its special defense be at least double its physical defense. Mareep is the only electric type to have its bulk stat exactly equal to its offensive stat. If physical stats were removed, Alolan Geodude would have the lowest base stat total at 120. If physical stats were removed, Miraidon would have the highest base stat total at 485. If special stats were removed, Pikachu would have the lowest base stat at 135. If special stats were removed, Zekrom would have the highest base stat at 460. The amount of electric Pokemon immune to ground by Levitate is equal to the amount of electric type immune to ground via flying type, both 5. Shiny Shock is the only non-legendary electric type to have all its stat be 80 or higher. Rotom has the highest base stat of all electric types without having a triple-digit stat in any category. Paldea released the most amount of electric types at 12, and also has the highest concentration with 10%. Only one electric type distributes 55% or more of all its stat within 2 stat categories. That's done by Alolan Geodude. Iron Hands has the largest gap between attack stat with 90. Johto and Kalos are the only 2 regions to not release an electric type that had either equalized defense or equalized attack. Rounded to the nearest tenths, these are the average stats for electric types. Only Dedenne is within 20 points of each category. Likewise, only Toxel fails to have any of its stat within 25 of the averages. Looking at mono electric types, the Pokemon with the largest attack allocation is Shinx. Shinx evolution line average attack allocation is around 23.5%. This average is larger than the next highest attack allocation by a mono electric type Pokemon. Regieleki has the largest gap between offense and ball at 220. Out of all electric type with a base stat of 400 or higher, Minun has the lowest attack and Plusle has the lowest defense. Amongst all electric types, Pinurchin has the lowest single stat allocation of any stat category, being the only electric type with one of its allocation being under 5%. There are 2 mono electric types that allocate 22% or more of all their stat to HP. They are from the same evolution line. There is yet to be a mono electric type to hit triple digit defense. These are the average stat allocation for electric types. Only Raikou and Joltik are within 2.5 percentage point of each of the average allocations. Likewise, Iron Hands and Heliolisk are the only two Pokemon who aren't within 2.5% of any of the average allocations. If we increase the value to 3%, only Iron Hands remain. Yeah, those were 50 useless stats about electric types. Which electric type is your favorite? What type do you want to see next? And yeah, that's about it.